teacher took me in that cloakroom and took that little rattan and told me to put my hand out and started hitting my hand. I didn't like that. So I got back in there and straightened up. And then if she told my mother, I got it double. So I kept straight. When I went to church, it was more disciplined because church life demanded something of us. Today, all that is gone. There's no demands in the home, no rules. No rules now applying in the school, so the poor teachers are at their wits' end because they want to impart knowledge, but they can't impart knowledge in a classroom that is broken up with no discipline. And today, in church, I must respectfully say, the discipline is not there either. Amen. There's a lot of entertainment, amen, a lot of singing, yes, amen, and what we missed at the Saturday night disco, we make up for it on the Sunday shake-up. All right now. You know I'm telling you. Tell the truth. So if I ask my pastor, Brother Pastor, how many sermons do you give in a week? He might say 2, 3, maybe Bible study. If I ask the Imam, how many services do you have a week where you teach the believers? He might say, well, it's Salatul Juma on Friday. I deliver a khutbah, and that, or a khutbah is really like a sermon. It may be a half hour in length, and you better make it a half hour. Otherwise, people will start getting restless and saying things to let you know you're up there too long. And then you ask yourself, as a mother and a father, how much time do we spend with our children? Putting into them the values that we know they will need to build a successful life for themselves. And all of us would say, well, I got to go to work. I'm kind of tired up. I'm very busy. I try to do the best I can. But the best we can is not good enough because Satan now is in your living room. He's in your bedroom. And the more televisions you have, the more Satan's influence is. And in reality, what the children hear on the radio, what they see on the television, what they see in the movies, and what is among their peers extracts from them anything of value that we put in the few moments that we have with our children. So the whole idea of discipline and righteousness has been broken down in the American society. And I do not care how great the nation is. When the nation's evil outweighs its good, then there's a power in the universe that moves against nations and civilizations when their evil outweighs their good. So I close by saying this, that there is no power outside of America that can hurt America. None. There is no force in the world that may dislike America that has the military capability to hurt this country. This country's problem is not without. This country's problem is within. Family life has to be reconstructed. And you can't reconstruct it without bringing the technical persons to help you with your plan for reconstruction. And since God is the architect of family, and since God is the creator of us, who should we consult as our chief consultant on this project of the reconstruction of family life? It should be God. And every one of us that have some proficiency in something, you went to school for it. The one thing you never went to school for, how to be a good husband, how to be a good father, how to be a good wife, how to rear your children. There ain't no school teaching that. And that's the most important study that we could have today, because all of your great skill in whatever your chosen field of endeavor is goes for naught if you don't have a home environment to come home to that reinforces you and strengthens you so that you can go out the next day and do your job. Then all your discipline or your endeavor really is empty. And most of us who have acquired money, who have acquired some of the nice things of life, there's a certain emptiness inside, because money could never bring the joy and the happiness that comes from service and seeing people evolve and become better, seeing institutions created that give people hope and a chance. And I submit to you, as I ask leave of you, that no matter how good our politicians are, I want you to hear me well, no matter how good they are, I believe unless there's a force coming up from the people that are highly educated, knowing what their self-interest is, then we will never be able to make politicians answer the needs of the people. There is a desire on the part of powerful people to control the seat that the mayor sits in. You don't know that till you get in the seat. And there is powers unseen that want to control the seat that the legislators sit in. You don't know that till you get there. You would be foolish to think that Bill Clinton is the real power. Not so. Well, you say in a democracy, of course, there's a legislative branch, there's a judicial branch, and there's the executive branch. Yeah. They got all them branches. But there's a root under those branches.
All right, dog.
And if you don't understand the root that's giving juice to those branches, and you hang out on the branch, and that's where we've been, hanging from branches. If it ain't the branch of the tree in the backyard, we're hanging from those branches of government that we put hope and trust in. But the real hope and trust should be, number one, in God and in the power that God has put in people when people are organized, unified, galvanized, energized, and politicized. Then, as a force, we can challenge those unseen forces that make government a mockery. And I submit to you that the recent conventions, Democratic and Republican, are exercises in show business.
That's right.
Somebody asked me, what do you think about the new face that the Republican Party is showing? I said, there's a face on my watch. It's a nice looking face, but there's something behind it.
That's right.
That makes me able to read the face. So it's not the new face.
I like that.
It's not a whole bunch of minorities on the stage.
All right now. That's right.
Come on, teach.
What we need to do, 3 weeks before the big vote, and we didn't plan it this way, the Million Family March. Call all those million black men back. Bring your wives,
That's right.
your girlfriends.
That's right.
We're going to remarry under God.
Yes, yes.
Not that we didn't do it before under God, but this time a deeper meaning.